This makes no sense. I fully charged this. It's very flashy. This Kqi3pro tops out at 32K. It's still pretty peppy. Very agile. The tires are fun. The tires are very rounded and smooth. Thank you. So it effortlessly glides. And I find there's not much rolling resistance too. So you let off the throttle, it just glides. It doesn't slow down very much. It's still very solid. The brakes are very firm. And it's still very agile as well. Let's see, do I have a belt? Yes, I do. And this in summer temperatures, when I was about 170 pounds, gave me about 32 kilometers of range, and that's going flat out at 32 kilometers an hour, which is pretty good. I lack of suspension. It's not too bad because you got 10-inch pneumatic tires, which are pumped up to 50 psi. It's nice because this one you feel like you want to lean into the cruise a lot more. Where's my Kqi3pro? I feel like you don't really lean into it as much. It's also twice the weight. It's about 75 pounds, the Kqi3pro. This is about 41 pounds. And it's funny because this was my heavier scooter before I got the Kqi3pro. And this used to feel like a tank, but it feels so agile now in comparison. So at max speed, it feels pretty stable. There is some wobble, but it's not because of the stem. It's just because there's no suspension. And you feel all the jitters in the road. I feel the jitters right now. You don't even notice these when I'm on the Kqi3pro, which has suspension. At 32. My Kqi3pro might also go about 32 as well. But yeah, you really feel the bumps right now. It's funny too, I could feel it in my feet. My feet are getting more fatigued, and that's only like 5 minutes of riding so far. And so here I am riding a $900 scooter, but I'm wearing my full motorcycle helmet, motorcycle jacket, and knee pads. So I must look ridiculous. But you can't be too safe. You never know. So it made it up that hill not too bad. That's one of the steeper hills here. Maybe we should keep this scooter after all. Oh, it's an electric unicycle. Let's go into the park, shall we? High beams. Okay, so this is going into the park on a non-suspension scooter, which I used to do on this exact same scooter. Let's see how it is. I haven't ridden since last summer, maybe. So immediately you can feel just the gravel. It's definitely shaking my helmet a lot. I really got to brace my knees and my knees. And you feel it through the stem handlebars for sure. So like you don't notice as much when you're on a suspension scooter. When you're on the suspension scooter, you still feel the bumps. But not all the really, really tiny ones. And then you kind of get spoiled because you think, oh, it's still bumpy on the suspension scooter. But then when you go back to a scooter with no suspension, you don't realize what you're actually missing. Yeah, this scooter's solid. Tires are very thick. Got flat out in them. It's still very peppy. If I were to sell this and go with the Kqi3pro 2, which is also an older scooter, that one is a bit lighter at about 32 pounds. But I feel there's not enough as much power on the hills, and it doesn't feel as solid as this. Like this feels like a tank. It's not something you want to carry into the store. You can wheel it into the store. The Xiaomi you could carry for a little bit. Yeah, my feet, just from the vibrations, my feet are already getting a little tired. Kind of feels like when I'm riding my electric unicycle. Your feet just get fatigued from the vibrations and from not being relaxed. Because when you tense up your feet, you know, your toes are kind of curling down trying to grip on to the ground. And you feel a lot more tired and fatigued. So it's interesting, it's already showing 3 bars down. Because I haven't charged this since last summer. So 3 bars, I should be careful for my range. Don't want to run out of battery. Something on this sponsor. I think that's the first time I've ever seen anyone else riding through at night other than me. At least he has lights. Some people ride with no lights at all, and then they're scared when you come up on them because then they're totally blind because they don't have their own lights and I have bright lights. It's not my fault you're riding in the dark. Yeah, the rear brakes are still very strong on this. I just do one finger, and they're just mechanical too. These pads are the original pads. And that's after about 1,600 kilometers. It's pretty good. Still original tires too. Second person. It's still earlier in the night, that's why there's still people here. Usually when I ride, it's late. Yeah, my legs. Not really my legs, but my feet. Definitely feel it. Maybe because I'm bracing more down. Plus there's the lack of suspension. Maybe I'm just getting old. Gazebo. Bars. Yeah, so that was Central Park going at 32k an hour in the dark. Doable on an e-scooter with no suspension, but not the most fun in terms of vibration through your hands and through your feet. Let's do another outer loop. Hands are getting cold. Basically, I'm doing all rear braking. I don't watch for people like that. I'm not paying attention. Staring at my phone. That's on the bell. That's very good. So like when I was saying on my Kqi3pro, it feels disconnected from the top, from my hands to where my feet are. So like when I rotate my ankles left and right, the board also rotates, independent from my hands. I'm getting that here too, actually. It's just I've never really done that on this scooter. I always lock my ankles straight. So it's nothing wrong with the Kqi3pro, it's just me not keeping my ankles locked in. I was saying that the Kqi3pro was a little unstable, like you could rotate your feet and then it bends too much. But it does the same thing here, it's user error, I guess you could say. Keep your legs straight and only bend your ankles if you really need to carve. Yeah, it's when I carve here, it's the same thing. Let's go to the cemetery, shall we? Let's go full beam. Double tap. So like whenever I ride, it's always good to have extra lights. So you got your front light on the scooter, and then you have a helmet light. So you have two axes to pivot. So the e-scooter, wherever you're steering, is where the light lights up. And the helmet, wherever you're looking, is where it lights up as well. Honestly, the helmet one is really important. Because when you're going through intersections, if you see cars, it's high up in the air, so the light shines right at them as soon as you look at them. At least they'll see something bright shining in their face, and usually they stop, but this is Vancouver. They'll just run you over regardless. But at least they'll see you when they run you over. And you'll see what's running you over at the same time. But yeah, my helmet light, what I use is the Workhorse HD20. And it used the 21700 batteries, which are one of the largest batteries you can get. Yeah, 21700. So it lasts like at least 4 hours on high. Turbo mode is full 2 hours on turbo, which is what I'm running right now. It will last me all my rides from start to finish. So this is the cemetery. It's nice and quiet, of course. And typically there's not really any people here. So it's good to like learn to drive. Or in the summertime, you can just ride around. And there's not really any security here, so they don't tell you to leave. The gates are just open. They don't close the gates. And everything is wide open, so if you're scared, you'll see if anything's coming your way. It's not like you're in any enclosed areas with a lot of trees. Like, what's that, Fraser Cemetery? That's pretty creepy. Oh, there's someone else walking. Go up. Yeah, on this scooter I find definitely I lean more and carve. The Kqi3pro is very heavy and it's not as agile, I guess you could say. I guess maybe you're also higher up too, so if you lean, it seems a little more sketchy. I'm just not used to leaning on such a tall, heavy scooter. bad because these tires, they're a lot more curved and smooth compared to the Kqi3pro. They're kind of like racing tires, so you really want to lean. It's kind of like actually more like a motorcycle tire. So like the contact patch is very small, it's very rounded, and it's easy just to lean around corners. Whereas the Kqi3pro, the profile is more of a octagon, I guess you could say. It's not that rounded. But those are the 2-lot tires from AliExpress. Yeah, so on the cement / asphalt with a non-suspension scooter, it's not too bad. You get used to it. You feel the bumps for sure. Like, they'll jostle you. Like, some of these bumps here, I wouldn't even feel on the Kqi3pro, or certain potholes, I wouldn't even feel. As long as you brace yourself, bend your knees, and don't grab onto the handlebars with a death grip, you'll be okay. Because holding on with the death grip actually makes it worse. Like keeping your legs straight, that makes it super, super stiff. So always like bend your knees. So now there's 2 bars left. So this will be the end of our cemetery loop, and we'll finish the outer Central Park loop and then head home before we run out of battery. Because this definitely isn't close to 30k or 32k max range. End of this loop will be about 15k, so half that. So maybe I didn't charge the scooter before putting it away, which is fine because you don't want to store it at 100%. But I'll charge it up fully when I get home, so I know I have a full battery. Let's turn off high beams. There we go. So 2 bars left. See, they're just gonna run it. Totally ran the red. Yeah, that's what people do in Vancouver, they run the red. So when you're turning left, you gotta be careful. Because the people going straight will run the red right into you. It's also good to gear up too, because some pedestrians are really stupid. If they get in your way and knock you down, you're gonna be hurting. Like that pedestrian there, rang the bell. He's totally clueless. So you don't know what they're gonna do. So if you're gonna be knocked off, you better be wearing gear. Or if you collide with someone that steps right in front of you, you'd rather not get hurt yourself. It's their stupidity getting in your way. Because there's only so much you can control. You can control your own vehicle. So if it's your own fault, sure, that's your own fault. But other people, you can't control them. Someone just jumps at you last minute, or a car hits you. Nothing you can do there. Just make sure you gear up. So yeah, I ride all my e-scooters now with my full gear, even if it looks ridiculous. But with the Kqi3pro, you definitely need to wear that gear. That's a monster scooter. It goes from 0 to max speed instantly. This one here it's not as bad. It goes, 31, 32k, but it's more of a gradual, more relaxed ride. You can modulate the throttle easily. Man, my feet are sore. This is not a very long ride either. The nice thing about wearing a motorcycle helmet is it keeps your ears warm, your face warm too. Chilly night tonight. Right now it's about 10 degrees, but it's windy and cold. So there's another cyclist going to Central Park. It's funny because I don't usually see people going through here. Still at 2 bars. That first bar out of 5, the fifth bar went down like instantly. So maybe I used a scooter and didn't charge it. So I usually have my scooters fully charged. Let's see this. Around here, let's see, there's cherry blossoms. Out here. Let's take a quick picture of the cherry blossoms. Oh. This is dirty. Okay, there we go. That's good. The thing I like about this scooter is there's no kick to start. You have instant power. You don't have to kick it first, gain momentum, and then it'll start the motor. So when you're on hills, you just get instant power right away. My Inokim, you can't disable kick to start. You always have to kick off, which is a good safety feature, but if you're on a hill and you need that momentum right away, it's a little annoying. Okay, so now we're down to 1 bar. We should head home. So yeah, the battery for sure right now, it being sitting in storage for over the season since last summer, definitely don't have full capacity. So I'm already down to 1 bar, and that's only half of my range typically. In the cold, I would usually get maybe 25 to 28K of range. Here's something vibrating. Yeah, the question is, should I sell this e-scooter? Well, after tonight's ride, I may just keep it. I bought it for $7.29 on sale. I'm listing it for $5.50 right now. If I don't get $5.50, I'm not gonna sell it. Because it's worth it, I would say. Essentially, this is like a 9-bot Max. 9-bot Kqi3pro Max. The original one, not the LP. When it comes down to range and power, this actually has more power up hills and faster acceleration than the Kqi3pro Max. That one's only a 36 volt, this is a 48 volt. Yeah, I've had this for 2 years, 1,600 kilometers. And no problems at all. It's been solid. Just some slight rust near the brake calipers. I've ridden it in somewhat rain. The warmer temperatures, there's more people out and about. Even though it's not really warm, it's actually pretty chilly.